A Willis Reed-type performance by Patrick Ewing.
Followed by Johnson. Johnson is three-point territory, but got it tightly. Johnson cuts left, now fires it. It's good, and he's fouled! And he is fouled!
And with that being said, I'd like to welcome you guys to a new series here on NBA Live 10, baby. NBA Live 10, where we will be rebuilding the Knicks franchise. Franchise here in 2009, they were on the verge of becoming a super team. LeBron was getting ready to head to the free agency after this season, and also Chris Bosh from the Toronto Raptors and D Wade. There was a lot of people here. Carmelo Anthony was actually getting ready to gear up to lead the Denver Nuggets. The Knicks had a big shot to accumulate a big three. But we're going to try to right the ship this time and make sure that the Knicks get back to prominence. Maybe we land another big free agent like LeBron, or maybe we bring, someone like D Wade to the Mecca, baby. But first, we're going to start with the rebuild. The rebuild, we're going to have to reduce the salary by $20 million and also reduce the salary to $10 million below the cap to, try to check off all of these boxes. And that free agent that's going to be up in the offseason, an 80 plus will help us, but we'll love to get a 85 overall player and improve young players also at the same time. And we're going to try to make a few trades to get some good young talent in here and also sign a few veterans to get things going. But we're not looking to tank this year. We're going to compete at the highest level, but we will take a high draft pick if we can get it by trade, or either, if our record doesn't, end up being that great. But we also have D'Antoni as a head coach, and we're going to be looking to grow these young players. As you can see here on the screen now, the player chemistry in this game was, something interesting back in 2009, where you could see how players felt about other players and how they mesh with their teammates. So the players shown at the top, as you can see, Wilson Chandler, and the guys down here on the right, you can see they get along with Wilson a lot. He's a young player, he was a rookie at this moment, but you got players also like Joe Crawford, the shooting guard, who nobody actually gets along with. Some way he doesn't mesh well with this group. So you would like to remove these players off of your team, because you can get something for a trade and also build the morale of the team, which starts hot streaks in this game, make your team play well together. But if you got a lot of players on your team that doesn't get along, then it causes your team some losses, and players do not play well together. They get cold a lot, and the team's success depends on it. But here, let's check out the free agents that will be coming up this year. We have LeBron James, the man everyone wants. And D Wade also, who is loyal to Miami, very loyal. He is not leaving Miami. He's looking to bring LeBron James in and Chris Bosh, but we're going to try to, mess this thing up, shake it up for these guys, and probably bring in LeBron, or at least Chris Bosh, or maybe an old veteran to try to build some young players around, like Tim Duncan or Paul Pierce. This year right here, you guys know, was the year that the big three was made in Miami with all of these free agents. But we're looking to make the Mecca of basketball, Madison Square Garden, a key spot for free agents, and get this thing back right, man. It's been almost 50 years since the New York Knicks won a championship. And also, you can see in year 2, Kobe will come up. Kobe will come up for a free agent. And hey, it won't be a bad idea to bring Kobe to Madison Square Garden. Imagine seeing Kobe in a New York Knicks jersey, almost in the prime, or at the end of the prime, or at the end of his prime in a New York Knicks jersey, would be great. And Steve Nash, OG, Tony Parker, Paul Gasol, Vince Carter. Oh man, look, Al Horford is coming up also. He will be a nice added piece for any team. And in year 3, you got great players coming up also. A lot of veterans, but the key free agent will be Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony is a 90 overall. Everyone is going to be looking to, get this guy on their team. And you can see below a lot of young players, Derrick Rose and Kevin Durant. If we can get to year 3 and we can bring in KD, my goodness, it would change a lot for this team, and the Madison Square Garden will be lit once again, and Spike Lee will be happy. Our goal is to at least bring a championship to New York in year 3 at least, by year 3. We're going to try to find some young players to add to the roster to try to have something to build around. You can see we're going to offer Eddie Curry. This guy has 2 years left with $10 million per year. I don't believe he's going to turn into anything better than an average center. So we're going to put all of our eggs in one basket and go for James Harden. He's 20 years old, 68 overall, and he's only worth $4 million per year. And he's going to be in a nice spot. He doesn't have to start right now, but we're going to insert him in the start lineup. But he's going to share a lot of time with the vets, able to let him grow and progress into a great shooting guard. And also Nick Collison, he's 29 years old. I know he has 2 years left with $6.25 million on his contract, but hey, after this year it's only going to be 1 year left, and he's going to be a pretty decent backup. Not too bad. So we're going to finalize this trade and get James Harden over here in New York to start his career, and we'll be happy with that. So Chris Duhon and Darko Milicic is going to the New Orleans Pelicans, and that's a $13 million salary combined, and we're going to get Peja Stojakovic on a 1 year deal for basically only like $12.8, and that's going to help us free up some more spot next year. And our starting lineup will start out like this: Nate Robinson at the point guard. Tony Douglas will be backing them up, but Nate will see majority of the time on the floor. And you know, Nate Robinson was doing his thing back in 2009. The little kid had bunnies and everything. But at shooting guard, we will have James Harden. We will have him in the starting lineup, but he will share a lot of time with Larry Hughes and Wilson Chandler, who is also a young player. And having Wilson Chandler as a young player, he's going to probably step into the second string role after next year. And David Lee, also at power forward, will help us, you know, solidify ourselves in the paint. Al Harrington, a veteran who can do a lot of things on the floor. And Ben Wallace, a historic glass cleaner, one of the best I've ever seen in my life. This kid can pull down 20 boards at a time. Nick Collison will be right behind him to try to, you know, keep the flow going while he's on the bench. But we're looking for Ben to create that defensive presence and help us get second chance opportunities. And Stojakovic, man, this guy right here has a deep history in basketball. One of the great foreign players to ever play the game. He is here on a 1 year deal, and he will help us out at the small forward position, shooting threes and doing all that great stuff. And behind him we'll have Danilo Gallinari, man, another great young player. He was looking like he was going to be a for sure all-star back when he first started. So now you already know what time it is. It's time to get ready for the season, and we're going to simulate a few games, but our first game will be against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and it's going to be interesting to see how we look against a young LeBron James and his little weak supporting cast. He didn't have much help back in these days, and see if we can take these guys out. But I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Hit that like and subscribe button, that notification bell, and let me know in the comments how you guys feel about the series, what you guys would like to see added to the channel, and holla at your boy MG fam. Let's get it.